Happy Halloween. That's a real thing. It's not even Halloween.
It's not Halloween.
I literally was like, oh, this is going to be so sick. It's not even Halloween, is it?
So you could do that again next week.
I'll do it again next week if I remember. But it's a week from Halloween as of recording this, which means it's a week.
Isn't it technically Halloween? Shouldn't Halloween be the 7 days before Halloween?
Maybe, actually. Potentially. Because next time it'll be Halloween when an episode drops. We're doing an exclusive, right?
Yeah, we're going to drop next week's
so
episode.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, next week.
On Halloween.
It drops on Halloween, which is pretty freaking sick if you ask me.
We are an unusual couple, you know.
It's October. It's almost November.
Which means it's basically almost
December. Which means
December.
it's almost December, which means it's almost 2024. We have some things to discuss, I guess, don't we? It's kind of what the point of this is, isn't it?
That is the point of podcasts.
Yeah.
To talk.
Yeah. What do you want to start with?
What do you want to start with?
I don't know, honestly.
You're the one that has big news to share.
I have big news. Maybe we should tease that up a little more. If you couldn't tell by the blue theming, something's coming. Don't know when, but it's soon catch the moon.
I knew you were going to start singing West Side Story. I knew it immediately.
The corner. You're welcome. I had to sing. I had to get it. Come on, deliver. One more. To me. Okay, we'll spare you. West Side Story's been stuck in my head. Can you confirm that I'm pretty much just a jukebox?
West Side Story and Les Mis are just the two things you constantly sing the most, which is really not productive for me, because anytime I hear any music from either Les Mis or West Side Story, it makes me want to watch those movies. Mm-hmm. And they're ridiculously long movies that I cannot be watching all the time.
No, yeah, we're talking 150 minutes plus.
It's tiring.
Yeah. West Side Story in particular, I will just randomly belt out.
West Side Story... West Side Story music has been stuck in your head ever since I made you watch it.
The Jets are gonna have their day tonight. Yeah, I just sing it randomly.
I know you do.
Like random line. I would say daily. Would you be willing to bet daily?
If not every other day.
And then you throw in Les Mis, is it daily? A musical theater lyric exits my mouth every day.
Yeah, I think so far since you've gotten back to this house today, which was about an hour and a half ago.
Just make sure my mic's on, but yeah.
About an hour and a half ago, you've already sung West Side Story. You did Dear Evan Hansen.
Did I?
Yeah.
I see. I don't even process that I'm doing it.
We were watching Tangled. Tangled's on my TV right now, and she was talking about how her entire life she's been looking out the window, looking at the lights, and you were like, she's been waiting through the window. And I was like, okay.
If I walked around in public and I acted as I do in private,
people would think you're insane.
Where I just belt out and do random things,
people would think
I
you're
quote
skits.
Things randomly, they probably would think they
might
think I'm from Eichenhaus.
In the Teen Wolf universe, you would be sent to Eichenhaus so quick it would make your head spin.
I'd be locked away in Eichenhaus, wouldn't I? That's mad.
Yeah,
that's mad. Speaking of Teen Wolf.
Wait, we didn't even finish the whole point of you being like, something's coming.
Well, I was going to tee that up for later.
Oh, okay. You already teed it up, though.
Do you want to start with that?
I don't know.
We have timestamps now.
We
so
do
it's
have
okay.
timestamps.
If you're not interested in what we're about to talk about, skip ahead. You can actually see what we're about to talk about right now.
Chris thinks we're going to lose all our male watchers
if
we talk about Taylor Swift.
And let's talk about it.
1989 Taylor's version's coming out.
Television.
Nope.
Yep.
1989 Taylor's version's coming out this week, specifically Friday, October 27th. October 27th is booked and busy for us.
It's busy. One of the busiest personal days of the year, I'd argue.
Personal days?
Yeah, like with
technically it's a content day.
With a lot of stuff coming out.
Yeah.
Well, by personal, I just mean like things happening in our lives.
Yeah.
Not like with you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
We're going to kill two birds with one stone, though. I don't know what you're doing. I will listen to it for the first time on the drive to where we're going on the 27th.
Duh.
You can listen to it before if you want.
I might listen to it.
Are you a midnight kind of person? Like stay up like...
If I, by happenstance, if I'm up at midnight on the 27th, I might not be because I might be going to bed early for the con that day.
That's what I was thinking.
But if I am awake and it's midnight time, I might listen to a couple of the vault tracks. If anything, I'll listen to Slut. And then I'll go to bed.
See, for me, I'll just wait until I'm like alert and awake in the morning.
Yeah. See, we talked about this the other day. We listen to Taylor's versions differently. I've never actually listened to one right when it comes out. For argument's sake, if you were going to, You're more of a start at the very beginning of the album. Like you would be starting with Welcome to New York. And then listening all the way through and then hitting the vault tracks at the end of the album. Me, I want to listen to the vault tracks first because that's new and stuff I haven't heard. Then I'll go back to the beginning of the album and listen to all the songs I already know and see how she did them differently.
Yeah, like when Speak Now, Taylor's version came out, I just listened to some of the songs with you, the new ones in the car, but I didn't to be honest with you, I've not gone through independently and listened to that,
You don't know Speak Now.
And I don't, and I will, but
You don't know Speak Now from Fearless.
I'm kind of just going through phases of albums right now. What would you say? I'm currently getting the Reputation one right now, the phase. I was in and never really left 1989, but I actually hardcore listened to it a bunch, I'd say within the past month or so.
And that's what you're doing now with Reputation.
And I did Folklore simultaneously with 1989. And then you intersperse. I listened to Midnights when it came out. So I've been listening to a bunch, and I'll kind of cycle through them all.
It's a lot to catch up on. A lot to catch up on.
Well, it's I've heard every one of her songs. I'd say at least once, probably. Not likely on Evermore.
There's an extremely high possibility that you've not heard every vault track off of Fearless and Red because there's 40 bajillion of those.
Fair. So I just listen to music in my car and cycle through, and that's a prominent artist on my list right now, Taylor Swift. Probably my number one on Spotify Wrapped.
That's going to be so much fun.
Ludwig Göransson will be a close second. The composer of Oppenheimer.
Jesus.
That actually, I listened to the entire score when I edit YouTube videos, from the first track to the last track. So that could take up the number one spot.
I can't judge you. 9 times out of 10, the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra is on my Spotify Wrapped for classical music. So
I'm going to guess my top 5 right now.
Okay.
Taylor Swift, Ludwig Göransson, Wallows, Joe, Louis.
Yeah, mine's definitely going to be Taylor Swift, Louis Tomlinson, Sabrina Carpenter, and then the last 2 could be anything.
Okay.
Because I got
maybe just 1D or 5 Seconds of Summer. 5 Seconds of Summer.
5 Sauce will be on there, and then probably again the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra. They're always up there. I'm in their top 0.1% of listeners.
No Bo Burnham for me this year. Yeah, that was a 21
Tragic.
thing when I was in the. I think it literally said you're the number one listener.
God.
It didn't, but it should have because I was probably still am. But yeah, I'm excited for 1989 Taylor's version.
Welcome to New York.
What's your favorite song from that album? Regular 1989.
Blank Space.
Stolen version.
Not Blank Space. Whoa, Bad Blood. Sorry. I was going through the list of them in my head and I said Blank Space next.
Stolen version. Isn't that what they call it?
My favorite song on 1989 is Bad Blood, which is maybe a hot take. Obviously, it's not the best song on there. The best song on there is probably New Romantics and a couple other options. New Romantics is
ever since I discovered that existed, I was enamored with it. The first time I listened to it, I literally it's like that scene in Breaking Bad when Jesse starts floating to the ceiling. I was elevated.
Chris's life was changed.
I literally was elevated when I first listened to that.
Chris's life was changed when I told him about 1989 Deluxe version.
I just don't listen to the Deluxe album. I know that's a weird thing.
Well, I made you a playlist.
I usually don't. I usually just go for the original one.
Yeah, I made you a playlist with the 3 extra songs.
And I told you this was probably in August, maybe even July, and I was I listened to all of 1989 on the way over here. And and then you said, so what did you think?
I was did you like New Romantics? And you were like, what?
This was a few months ago.
The last song on the album, Chris? And you were like, that's not the last song on the album. The last song on the album was Clean or something, or whatever the actual last song is. And I was like, oh baby,
yeah,
boy, do I have news for you.
And then I was like, holy shit,
boy, am I about to
out
change
of body
your life.
stuff when I listen to that. So I've been listening to that one a lot.
New Romantics and Bad Blood are probably tied, but I'm partial Bad Blood just because I'm yeah.
I'd say the 2 that I listened to prior to ever outwardly claiming myself to be a Taylor Swift fan were Style and Bad Blood.
Yeah,
Style and Blank Space. Those were the 2 that I had on my Mowing the Grass playlist my sophomore year of high school.
Very good.
It was only listened to when I mowed the grass to get me through it, and they were both bangers.
You sing Style all the time.
It's a great one.
Yeah.
Have you heard the AI cover of Harry Styles doing it?
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
A lot of people leading up to the release of 1989 Taylor's version were Style featuring Harry Styles, and I'm I'm good.
I don't actually want it. It's just
I love Harry, but I'm good.
There is something about AI covers, as immoral as they are and weird as they are, that are they encapsulate me. I'm just I
think honestly the only time AI covers don't bother me and make me feel super uncomfortable are when it's like singers singing different songs because it just feels like a cover.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a bunch of Louis Tomlinson AI covers that are so realistic. It's like kind of scary. And they sound good. Yeah. My favorite one is the AI cover of Louis Tomlinson on Endgame. Taylor Swift's.
Okay. Yeah. I was going to say I heard.
Oh, God. What did you hear?
It's just like. It's actually good. It's Plankton from SpongeBob, but he's like actually good. And I can't really give you an example. It's the song called Simple Man. It was, I think Lynyrd Skynyrd has a rendition of it, but it's like actually fire.
You know what AI cover I think is funny? The Harry Styles one of that song where it's like,
oh Jesus Christ! You don't even finish. Do not say another word. Do not say another word. Do not say another word. You're good. If you say another word, I'm walking off the set. I'm done.
You guys know what I'm talking about.
Oh my God.
Oh God, that song's graphic.
It's crude is what it is. I literally was like, I had the hand up. I was like, do not say another word.
Oh boy. Know. Okay, moving on from Taylor Swift though. Tell them the big news.
We may talk about it on the next step, but next week will be more a Halloween thing, and we may or may not be in costume. Potentially.
I'll be. Chris didn't want to be in costume with me.
I'm sorry. I want to be nice today. I won't say what I was going to say. Well, I don't want to. Your costume part of it is cool. Mine would have been lame.
Well, no, it would have been cool because you were with me.
It's too damn late now anyway.
I know.
When you do that, it makes me want to hang myself from the ceiling fan. Out of guilt.
You can't say that on the podcast.
I can, out of guilt. Anyway.
Well, next time, just agree to being in the costume with me.
We'll think of something.
Next time, simply just don't say no to me.
Show me how to say no to this side.
No, stop it.
Hamilton, anybody? All right.
I'm going to start pinching you every time you sing.
Fuck, that hurt like a shithead. I literally want to slap myself in the face right now.
Language.
I don't care. They've heard. We dropped the C word last week. Like it was
Jenna
chocolate.
said she thinks about that all the time.
That hurt really bad.
Well, stop singing random
Never
shit.
do that again, please.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
Let me look in the camera for this directly. After roughly 2 months, I have finished Teen Wolf.
Yay!
That includes 6 seasons.
Begrudgingly so.
100 episodes of television and a 2-hour and 20-minute Paramount Plus exclusive film. I've seen it all. I'm done with the timeline. I can be spoiled. I can spoil. And it brings me great pleasure. I'm trying not to get emotional. Mm-hmm. It brings me great pleasure to say that Allison is alive. And she ends up with Scott, and it's all good. And fucking how are you such a good liar?
Dude, I should make a compilation of every time we talked about Teen Wolf on the podcast because you owe my face every time you talk about Allison being dead. Mm-hmm. Starting at the very beginning of you talking about how much you love Allison, me knowing she dies. Yeah. Allison dies, me knowing she comes back. For the past 2 months, I've had to be like, Chris, she's not coming back.
Well, like, here's what happened. Spoilers for Teen Wolf, by the way. She dies.
Yeah.
And in the moment, I'm like, no way, she's not dead. She's not dead. She's not dead. And I'm like, I'm coping with it. And I was literally like, oh, the Hound in Game of Thrones. We didn't see a body, all these different things. And then you were like, even Jenna got in on it damn near. And she was like, that's a great point, but she is dead. You can watch the interview with Crystal Reed. Yeah. She was like, it's time to move on. And then you were like, she's dead. She's not coming back. And then I was like, fuck. And eventually I accepted it.
Then season 5, episode 18 comes around. The Maid of Gévaudan.
Yes.
And what happens then?
Crystal Reed returns.
As her Canadian-French ancestor, mind you, with the god...
She still slays,
the world's worst French accent that's ever graced our planet.
We get it.
Of Earth.
Yeah.
She didn't say an H the entire episode.
Do the French actually even speak with air H's?
No, they speak in French.
When they're speaking
they
English.
They don't speak English.
Like, it's like that to me. It's very...
Be our guest.
Is something perturbing you right now?
No, why?
You looked at the mic, you're looking, what's wrong?
What? I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't.
No, I just want to. I noticed. Were you scared your mic was off? Maybe.
I just touch it all the time.
Okay.
That's like the 5th or 6th time I've touched it this episode.
Just checking. Cool. So, listen, she's back, and I don't want to do a full review of the Teen Wolf movie, but I will if I have to.
Okay.
No, here's the deal. Teen Wolf, we'll talk show and then we'll go movie. The show, now that I've seen it all, I can stand by this point. Teen Wolf 1 through 3, greater than Teen Wolf 4 through 6.
Peak television.
Yeah.
Teen Wolf 1, 2, 3, 6A.
I was going to say 6A.
Eats.
I have chills right now thinking about the end of that ep, actually.
Dude.
You know what I'm talking about. Oh my God. Like, the end of the first episode of season 6 and the setup of the plot, damn good.
Sheriff Stilinski,
Yeah.
you will always be famous.
Yeah. Coach as well.
Chris Argent and Melissa McCall, you will always be famous. I will never forget what they took from me.
Yeah. But listen, Teen Wolf, I will say I enjoyed the hell of the ride, and I've said this before, and I want to reiterate it. For me to watch a show of 6 seasons of 100 episodes of 40-minute episode length in less than 2 months, technically,
It's very impressive for you.
that's impressive.
Very impressive for you.
And it wasn't like I watched it every day. I still went and watched college football for 12 hours on Saturdays. I still would hang out with friends. I still would watch movies and, do other things, live streams. And for me to do it that fast, I didn't think it was possible.
Guys, it's really impressive.
didn't
Like,
think it
you
was
don't
possible.
get it. That's a slow rate for me, but for him, that's like Speedy Gonzalez.
That might be the
Flash.
fastest I've ever watched a show of that length.
Oh, especially with me, like 100%, yes.
Yeah. Because for Cobra Kai, I spread that out over months because I was doing the reaction. But like,
Yeah.
I'm thinking, it's the fastest
And
I've
see,
ever watched.
doesn't that make it
of
much
that
less
length.
daunting?
I want to emphasize that part.
Doesn't it make it less daunting for the other shows I want to show you? Like, especially because you won't have a deadline, so you won't feel like you have to watch them. But
Yeah.
like, when I show you the Vampire Diaries, it's not going to be, first of all, 100% easier to follow. It's
Yeah.
absolutely fucking
Yeah.
insane. You will follow that show with your eyes closed. But also, yeah, it's more episodes, but you can do it.
I
Same
believe.
with One Tree Hill.
I believe.
Yeah.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
I do believe in fairies.
Whenever I say that, I'm referencing something and you're referencing something. You're
Yeah.
referencing
Peter
some
Pan.
Peter Pan film.
I think it's Peter Pan 2003.
I'm referencing The Polar Express. 2004. Or 5.
Well, I came first, so.
Let me actually double check that while we continue.
I do believe in fairies. I do.
Look, when it
I
comes
do.
to Teen Wolf,
I do believe in fairies.
I think it was 2004. I was right. I knew I was. Okay, so here's the deal. I enjoy the hell out of Teen Wolf. I don't know where it ranks in my all-time favorite television shows. I think a rewatch is required for me to fully put it too high. But if
toss
you
it
didn't
on.
notice, Scott McCall Funko Pop came in the mail. Looks clean. Shout out Mercari. When it comes to Teen Wolf, though, we got a movie. The Teen Wolf movie. Teen Wolf the movie, whatever the hell it's called. It came out this year.
January.
And I had laid eyes on that poster.
Many a time, I feel.
Many times. Didn't really process it, though. All I ever saw on that poster was Tyler Hoechlin, who plays Derek. And because he's literally front and center. And I don't know why. He's like the biggest face on that poster.
Well, now you know why.
I do, but okay, yeah, whatever. But you would think Scott would still be the main. But anyway, here's the thing. I saw that poster many times.
Yeah.
Scrolled past it.
Yeah.
I think I probably saw clips from a trailer. Your brain doesn't process things when you don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And that's proof of it. Like, I was literally like, I don't care. And I just kept scrolling.
Yeah.
Fast forward, I've now watched Teen Wolf. Allison is front and center on the poster. And I didn't even look at any of the other faces. All I saw was Tyler Hoechlin. Crazy how that works, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now I want to get into this. When it comes to the movie, I went in 10 minutes after watching the last episode of Teen Wolf.
Yeah.
10 minutes.
Yeah.
So from 2017 to 2023, most people had to wait that time period.
Mm-hmm.
I went 10 minutes and watched the movie. So a lot of people had built this movie up. There were expectations. There were hopes, desires. They'd watched the trailer. They knew who was in it and who wasn't in it. I, on the other hand, watched it as basically 3 episodes of Teen Wolf clumped into a movie.
Correct.
That being said, thoroughly enjoyed my time with the movie.
Yeah.
Thoroughly enjoyed it. Is it flawed? Yes.
Yeah.
Is every episode from Teen Wolf episodes or seasons 4, 5, and 6 flawed? Probably.
Yeah.
This show is not perfect.
No.
Remotely.
No.
It's just very enjoyable, and it's because I deeply love a lot of these characters and their antics and getting to these mysteries. And so when it comes to the movie, I didn't have that attachment. Like I said, I just watched Teen Wolf, and so I go and I watch this movie, and I'm not hard pressed about it. I'm not ill, upset, angry. And then I watch it, and I was like, damn, I really enjoyed that. It brought me to tears at one point. And then I go and I see what everyone says online, and it's like flaming it. And I'm like, I understand why you would be upset about this if you watch this show on a week-to-week basis, if you were there, because it isn't great. And I know expectations are high, but it's no different quality-wise to me than what we had in 6B or all of 5 or all of 4.
Yeah.
So I don't understand the overwhelming hate that it's receiving.
Yeah.
But I do when I dig deeper into it, and you get into the production of it.
Yeah.
You get into all these different things.
You understand the criticism for it. Just
certain criticisms I do. Certain I disagree with.
The issues that other people have are just not issues that you care about.
Fair.
Like a lot of people, for example, don't like the movie because Liam is in it for like literally 5 minutes of screen time.
I'm indifferent to that.
A lot of people feel like, Liam's a super important character, all that stuff. You don't really care about Liam, which is fine, to each their own, whatever.
Yeah.
So the fact that Liam was barely in it didn't affect you. Obviously, the movie brought back your favorite character in the entire show, so you're going to like it.
Clearly.
I equate that to season 5 of Stranger Things could be Dookie Dogwater. But if they brought Eddie back...
That was foul.
But if they brought Eddie back, I'd be sitting happy.
Exactly.
I'd enjoy the whole thing.
And so that's kind of where I am. It gave my favorite couple in the show a happy ending. It brought back my favorite character. The critiques I have are structurally, as an actual movie, pretty
trash.
bad. Like, if you're looking at it as a movie, which I wasn't.
Actually
it's
trash
bad.
if you look at it as
if someone just went and watched that with no knowledge of the show,
horrid.
They might think it's the worst movie I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I, on the other hand, enjoyed my time thoroughly. It gave me everything I wanted. It gave Derek a son, sweet relationship there.
Yeah.
It gave, Scott and Allison had their moments. Now, it was a little weird at times with the plot and it sort of not actually making sense. There were plot holes.
The plot wasn't all that good.
Who cares?
But besides season 3, when is the plot in Teen Wolf ever good?
Never really.
Not really at all. For me, I have 2 different experiences with the Teen Wolf movie. I first watched it, obviously, when it came out in January. I had finished the entire Teen Wolf show probably around midpoint 2022, maybe a little bit in the second half, like the later half of 2022. So I waited a few months. There was a few months between finishing the show and watching the movie. And actually, I didn't even watch 6B because my best friend Jenna is like the Teen Wolf savant, right? That's the word. And she was just like, just don't even bother watching 6B. And I trusted her. And 6A ends so beautifully and perfectly that when I finished 6A, I was like, she must be right. I don't need to watch 6B. So I never did until just now with Chris. But so finished 6A, considered that the end of the show for me, waited like 3, maybe 4 months, and then the movie came out, watched the movie. And I was like, okay, wow. Then, that was a movie for sure. Glad Allison's back. Love her. Sad Derek died, but it was a movie. It was a movie for sure. Isaac's not in it, so I don't give a flying fuck. After Isaac leaves, I'm out. I'm checked out mentally. It's whatever. This time around though, watched all of Teen Wolf, including 6B, straight into the movie because I watched it with Chris.
Yeah.
So watching it straight into the movie, like not even giving like a couple of months in between, definitely kind of made me, I guess, like it a little bit more on rewatch. It's not that I liked it more, it's just that I hated it less, because I think I was so happy to see certain people back, like to have Derek Hale back in the movie because he's just not really there for the last couple seasons. And 6B was just really, really not good in my eyes, that it honestly made the movie look better by comparison to what 6B was.
Yeah.
Because when I first watched the movie, I was comparing it to the ending of 6A. And I was like, wow, this is trash. Comparing it to the ending of 6B, I'm like, okay. You know what I mean?
Look, I'll be real. I think the movie is overhated.
Yeah, a lot of people definitely don't like it because Styles isn't in it.
Yeah, and it's like, I get it. I'm not mad at people for thinking it stinks. Like, I understand where they're coming from fully.
Yeah.
I just think it's overhated. And I think I equated it to this.
I think that's totally fair.
I say it. Yep. You should, because we talked about it. The Game of Thrones series finale, specifically all of season 8, I hate it. with a fire-burning passion. All right? And I needed that to be really serious. I needed you to know I'm not sugarcoating around you anymore. Fucking hate it.
I know you hate it, but
Rid
also
it off
when was
the
the last
planet
time you
Earth.
watched it?
Fuck off with that, by the way. You loved it too when we first watched Game of Thrones, right? You were all over it?
I didn't hate it like you guys did.
Who's you guys? The world?
The general public.
I was literally cussing it out as we watched the finale. Bullshit. I would go, bullshit, fuck this, bullshit.
I didn't hate it. There are things...
That makes one or two or five people in the world that I know that don't hate it. Everyone I know personally who's ever watched Game of Thrones abhors this final season. And the reason is, and this is the point, I wanted to get this. This is good. The reason is, I watched Game of Thrones. I think I watched it before you, by the way.
You did.
I think I watched it. I will call it summer of 17/18. Like I started and then I finished it in 18. And then I waited a year and a half for this final season.
When you finished it in 18, you told me to watch it, and I probably watched it within the span of like 2 months.
Yeah, maybe a week. And so, yeah, we watched it through, and then we were watching the final season as it came out, and it was just like, I don't think a lot of people understand how hyped up it was. Like, do you remember them talking about production of the long night, the battle? There were like 48 days and nights of shooting this thing. Mm-hmm. There are cast interviews. I think it was Dinklage who said like, this puts like battles from Lord of the Rings to shame. Like that, you can't say that. The Battle of Helm's Deep, and then you go and watch it, and you can't see a fucking thing that's happening, and no one actually really dies of value in that episode. Sorry to Jenna. Sorry, but Theon dies. Jorah dies.
Oh, that's why you were saying no offense, Jenna.
Yeah, so it's Theon.
Guys,
it's Jorah.
My best
and
friend Jenna loves
and I think
Theon.
it's the Red Woman, and I don't think anyone else dies in that episode. The Night King. So look, I don't even want to get into it. This is not a Game of Thrones.
Bella Ramsey's character dies.
Yeah,
Lenora Mormont or whatever her name is.
Yeah. So look, this is not a Game of Thrones spoiler talk. This is what I'm saying though. How I just acted, how people who watch Teen Wolf from the beginning and then watch the movie acted when they saw the movie, and I get it.
Yeah.
And I get it. Mm-hmm. Because when you're that passionate about something and you watch it on a weekly basis and then you have these expectations, it's unlikely to deliver on those expectations. And so for me, as someone who watched Teen Wolf in less than 2 months and went right into this with no expectations, didn't read the reviews, and then watched it, I really enjoyed it for what it was, and I don't feel like betrayed by it, as I know a lot of people do. And I think that's all right.
First thing I want to say is,
please.
I think it's very funny because I fall in the middle on both of these topics. I finished 1 through 7 of Game of Thrones, and I watched season 8 live.
With me.
Mm-hmm. And I, right in the middle about season 8. There's things I don't like Bran, what they did with Jaime, etc., etc. I could list you off a bunch of things I don't like.
Yep. Let's not for now.
But there's also, things that people abhor that I don't hate. Jon Snow's ending. People think that it's stupid. I think it makes the most sense for his character. So Jon Snow's ending doesn't bother me. Pisses off a lot of other people though, but that's for another topic another time. Same thing with the Teen Wolf movie. I'm right in the middle on it, But I think this is a good example of, and you might be upset to hear this, don't take this personally.
It's okay.
Outside influence on what you're currently watching. Because Jenna might as well just fucking be a third member of this podcast.
Jenna's the first guest whenever
you
we
guys,
have a guest.
Jenna is my soulmate.
We reference her every ep.
She's referenced it every ep. You guys are like, Jenna is Cameron's imaginary friend. No, she's real, I swear. Jenna watched Game of Thrones.
Is that a damn school bus outside?
I don't know.
Christ.
Jenna watched Game of Thrones in 2.5 months, all in one sitting. She was not paying attention to the internet when season 8 came out. She didn't see what anybody said about it. She knows people hated it, but she doesn't know why. She didn't know what exactly people hated. So her opinion of season 8 was unbiased to Twitter's opinion, to the internet's opinion, etc. You watched Teen Wolf movie, not when it came out, unbiased to the internet's opinion, etc., etc. You knew people didn't like it, but you didn't know why. Mm-hmm. You watched it. You have your own opinion formed of it because you were not on Twitter when it came out. I think a lot of times when you watch things that are super, super popular like that, the internet will sway your opinion. Everybody hated season 8 of Game of Thrones. And if you say you like it at all, blasphemy. Burner. Shame. But like...
I see where you're coming from.
And I'm not saying it's fully influenced by the internet. I'm saying there's got to be a percentage. You know it.
I think so, because it's like a community to gather around something. You're rallying around something, and it's like funny to bash on it. And I know what you're talking about, and I think it's applicable to to positive and negative light. If something is universally praised, people are afraid to speak out against it. That can be said for a movie like Dune. That can be said for something like, say, this new Scorsese movie, even, you know. But I'm adding the escape pod stuff. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
But no, I think that you're right to a certain extent. But when I was watching the episode, you know, we were watching season 8 live, like we were having these reactions, and then people go to Twitter after. So I didn't have that.
No, I know. I'm saying, like, obviously you form your own opinion while you're watching the episodes.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you go on Twitter before making an opinion at all and you only agree with what people are saying on Twitter. Definitely not for you specifically, Chris Bowie. You don't do
No,
that.
yeah.
Other people might do that, but Chris Bowie, don't. Same thing applies to WandaVision, for example. Me, at least, specifically, I think episode 6 or episode 7, I was done with the show. I was like, okay, I don't give a fuck. This show is not good to me personally. You know, everyone else can enjoy it. I don't care. But WandaVision, not for me. And there's proof of that in our live streams. And then cut to like a year or a couple months later, then people were like, yeah, WandaVision's overrated. And I was like, guys, I've been here the whole time.
Yeah, so like, in long story short here, I enjoy...
Sorry, I had another example.
Continue.
Same thing with Far From Home. I remember walking out of that theater and being like, that wasn't that good of a Spider-Man movie.
I thought you liked it when we watched it.
I don't think I did. Because it was compared to Endgame. It was like the first thing since Endgame. And
I know you liked it, actually.
Really? I remember
you were in the
not
Holland
liking
phase.
it.
You were in the Holland phase.
I know. But I still remember not liking it all that much. I definitely didn't like it as much as I liked Homecoming.
No one did.
Well, duh. But I remember not liking it all that much.
No, I remember liking it a lot, actually. I did.
I don't think I did.
That's one of those movies where I have the weirdest relationship with it. Like, this year, I'm down on it. Next year, I'll rewatch it. I'll be like, oh, it's not that bad. Then the next year, it's like a flip-flop movie for me, and I just have those. It depends on it literally just depends on the day.
That's fair.
It depends on my mood. It also depends on what other Spider-Man media I've consumed recently to compare it to directly.
Moon Knight. I was done with Moon Knight.
Yeah, fair. But look,
way before it ended.
Look, here's the deal.
Yeah.
If they dropped, honestly, fuck it. Here we go. So the Teen Wolf movie, and then Game of Thrones season 8, right? But then you've got something like the Star Wars sequels. You've got, you know, any sort of legacy sequel that's like years after the original property and it's a sequel. It's going to be divisive, I think, no matter what.
Yeah.
Can we agree on that?
Yeah.
Look at The Last Jedi. That's the most divisive movie ever made, in my opinion. Ever made. People love it and people hate it. It's just interesting how that works.
It's interesting
how it's like
swayed some people can be by the public opinion. Not us.
I never am swayed by the public opinion.
I know
you've been saying you as like an overarching, like applying to like you,
and
the world.
You as in
I don't give a fuck
you.
what someone thinks about a movie.
I know you don't.
Yeah.
Trust me, baby. I know you don't give a flying fuck what anybody thinks.
Don't care.
I know.
Yeah.
Trust me.
I just want that to be known to everyone watching.
Guys, Chris
listening.
doesn't get swayed by public opinion ever. All right, trust.
I walked out of Dune and I was like,
trust.
What? It's hard sometimes. It's more so like to fully say it online when you know people are going to be annoying about it. That's like takes more courage than anything. But to walk out of a movie and tell someone how I feel about it, like it's I'll be honest about it. Mm-hmm. Anyway,
I don't think I'm swayed too heavily by public opinion of stuff either. Like, if I was, then I wouldn't like The Falcon or Soldier as much as I do.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, no. To put a bow on the Teen Wolf talk, love the show.
Yeah.
Love the show.
Season 3.
Really like the movie, and I would defend it. I would defend it.
Okay.
Yeah, I would.
One day we'll get Jen on the podcast.
We don't have to go there. No, I don't know. Like, I don't think it would get heated or anything. It's just like there's no need, you know. Like yeah. Because I hear her out, I agree with her on all of her points. It's just like I'll defend it to a certain extent.
Yeah.
Specifically the Allison return and everything, and how it goes down, and how it's written with like her amnesia and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But no, indefensibly stupid at times, guys. like it takes the plot of season 3 and is like, let's just retcon all the rules. Yeah.
It's like
it's dumb at times.
The villain
but I just enjoy it because I don't actually care that much about the lore of it all. I care about the characters.
If the movie was the Ghost Riders, it would make a little bit more sense. Probably be better.
Riders
Like they
on
resurrect
Storm.
Allison, and then that's the end of that stuff with the Nogitsune and the Oni. And all. This sounds like a foreign language to people that don't watch Teen Wolf.
Most
for
of this
sure.
episode actually has been a foreign language, but it's fine.
Forget about the Nogitsune, forget about the Oni, whatever.
We'll have to talk about a good chunk of something else.
Just
after.
Allison resurrects, and then it's the Ghost Riders, and that's how people disappear. That would be a lot better, probably.
Fair. This is our boy.
Yeah, we're going to the Teen Wolf Con in
Beacon Hills High School reunion.
Days, you guys.
As of this dropping, tomorrow we have our first event with it. So
yeah, you guys.
we're
grabbing dinner with some cast members. It's fine. Don't worry about it, you guys. We're drinking with them and axe throwing with them. It's fine. It's gonna be sick. It's not a big deal, you guys.
So here's the deal. I love Teen Wolf through the highs and lows, through the ups and downs.
I'm so glad you liked it.
It's won my heart over, and I'll be real with you. Ain't no way. This is gonna hurt you. You know what I'm about to say. Ain't no way Vampire Diaries is topping it for me.
You can't do that. Listen. First of all, they're very different. I love them both so bad, Chris.
Am I falling in love with a character from that show?
You damn well could. If you don't think Nina Dobrev is hot, you're weird. Straight up. You know how you feel about that one girl from Disney Channel?
Jesus
that was
Christ.
blonde?
When I was 7.
From like
8.
Sunny with a Chance or whatever?
Tiffany Thornton.
Yeah.
When I was 9.
It's very possible that crush can be revived through the character of Caroline Forbes.
We'll see.
Lots of pretty girls on the show.
We shall see.
And if you don't develop a crush on Paul Wesley, you're weird. You already have a little bit of a crush on him. I know you do. You can admit it.
He's cool.
I know. He's very funny.
He might be a new man crush for me. But look, when it comes to Teen Wolf, we're going to the Beacon Hills High School reunion. It's going to be fun. We're meeting the cast.
We're meeting Tyler Posey. For sure, we're meeting these people. Tyler Posey, Tyler Hecklin, Crystal Reed, and Holland Roden.
Yep. You are meeting her. I don't think
I'm meeting Holland Roden. I'm getting a little
I will likely end up, I have like a splurge thing set aside for either Coach, Sheriff Stilinski, one of those two, or Chris Argent. Those are like wild cards for me.
Well, yeah, we can each, like, when I print out the poster, like, you can pay for some people to sign it, and I'll pay for some people to sign it. Because it's going to be a shared thing, like, whenever we live together, you know?
Yes, it will be.
Yeah.
I'm getting that Funko Pop signed. Be my 5th Funko Pop with ink on it, baby.
How exciting. It's my... I'm not getting one signed at the con, but I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
If y'all didn't know, the Teen Wolf Pops are, like, really expensive.
Because there's only, like, 2 of them. Maybe 3.
So...
There's Scott as a wolf, and then Styles.
Styles is, like, $200.
Yeah, because it's Dylan O'Brien.
Yeah, so I got the cheapest one. Because it was just smart to do it that way.
Yeah.
But I still like it. It's just regular Scott McCall. But no.
For sure.
Teen Wolf, we'll talk about it next up, probably. The Halloween ep, we'll probably carve out a section of it to talk about the con.
Yeah, because it's a lot that's going to be happening.
Yeah, a lot. And we'll recap it. But thank you for following along the Teen Wolf updates. If you've been here since I started them, if you haven't watched Teen Wolf, get on it.
If we inspired you to watch Teen Wolf for the first time because of this, let us know. I know some people have been commenting being like, I started Teen Wolf.
Please, that's awesome. I'd love to hear that. And we're not done with the app. We got a lot more to talk about still. I got some things I want to say about something else. But, yeah, she looked confused. I love it. But no, I love it. I do. And it's potentially a top 10 show for me. Wow. I watch a lot of shit.
Dude, I think, it's very possible that you could like The Vampire Diaries or One Tree Hill more than it, genuinely, because...
Not One Tree. I'll like One Tree, but not more.
You don't know what One Tree Hill is.
You've
seen season, 7?
No, I will like it, but I compare it to Friday Night Lights, which is just, not something that would be an all-time favorite for me. But I'll like it.
There's a reason
you haven't seen Friday Night Lights, bro?
Okay, and there's a reason that One Tree Hill is far more popular than that show. You don't get it. Okay. He'll get it eventually.
Okay.
We'll clip this.
I don't want to be anything other than what I've been trying to be lately, so get off my case, all right?
In a year from now, when he's watched One Tree Hill and or Vampire Diaries, I'll clip this, and then the following clip will be him talking about how much he loves the show.
Okay, I will say about that.
All right, well, we'll see. What else do you want to talk about?
I want to talk about... sometimes I just say shit.
You didn't have anything planned to talk about?
I thought I would have another minute to think on it. No, I didn't have anything else to think about. Loki. Real quick. Loki Season 3, Episode 3, spoiler talk. A quick little segment because we've been doing those. We're so close to being Actually, this week is episode 4 drops, which means that you and I will be caught up with the public.
Right.
Which is exciting because I know the ending of this coming up will likely spark some not controversy, spark discussion online. It'll be fascinating to see reactions to it. Episode 3, we see Victor Timely. We see Majors in the role. We get more of Renslayer. And to me, it was my least favorite
Miss
of the
Minutes
eps I
is
saw.
a jealous little bitch.
And she turns into the big old ghost, remember?
Right.
Yeah, so this is the weakest ep to me.
Hi,
because
y'all. I'm Miss Minutes.
You done?
Yeah.
Because it because it is so goofy at times, and it was like just the silliest episode. My least favorite, it was like a period piece thing, but it's not bad. It might be my least favorite of the entire show, actually.
Justice for period pieces. What's up with you?
I just have some thoughts, but no. Loki season 1, episode 3, Loki season 2, episode 3, both the weakest, I think, so far. Okay. One on the train in the first season, and then this episode.
Are you going to be able to handle me when the next season of Bridgerton comes out? Not to mention whenever they give me Benedict season.
I like Bridgerton.
It's a period piece.
I like Bridgerton.
Another show that I showed you that you like?
Yeah. We should do that because how many have I gotten to show you? Ted Lasso.
Yeah. You show me good shows too. TV is good. TV is good.
That's it. I never get to show you shows.
That's not true. You showed me...
You refuse to watch the shows I want to show you.
Well, because goddamn, Chris, I'm not watching Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul. It's not happening.
Okay.
You've shown me another one besides Ted Lasso.
Like what?
I can't think.
Ozark? Barry?
Help.
No. I have a complete list of every show I've ever seen. Let me pull it up right now.
There's gotta be another one.
Nope.
There is. I know there is.
Nope.
Chris, there is. I know there is. Well, Ted Lasso's so good, it counts for like 5 of them.
I'm looking through shows I've seen in their entirety and I'm trying to find one that you... I mean, I didn't show you Rebels, technically.
I showed you that 70s show. I showed you... I did not show you How I Met Your Mother.
You did not show me that 70s show. I started watching it on my own.
Okay, damn.
You showed me Daredevil. You showed me 13 Reasons Why. You showed me Teen Wolf. You showed me a lot of good stuff, Cam.
There's no way. I swear we watched something else before we watched Ted Lasso. We were building my Lord of the Rings Lego set.
We watched the Lord of the Rings movies, dummy.
Well, you showed
Cobra
me those.
Kai.
Thank you.
You're not a dummy. Something. I was just kidding.
I knew there was
Cobra
something.
Kai and Ted Lasso.
I was being gaslit.
Why do I always... I think of Cobra Kai is so high quality, I literally think of it as a movie. That's why I don't...
It's a long-ass fucking movie.
That's legitimately why I don't bring it up when I think of shit. Because it's honestly because I think of it to that high quality.
See, so you've shown me 2 good shows.
This year.
Here's the thing, though. You do movies, I do TV. You show me movies, I show you TV. Yeah. It feels uneven because TV is still just simply longer.
Yeah.
I can't control that, though. Not my fault.
It's out of your control.
Not my fault.
Fair. Well, look, I think the next one we'll do that you show me is probably Vampire Diaries.
It's just so fun.
That being said, I have other things I have to watch outside of this. Other shows I have to watch.
Or I could show you
specifically
Medici.
The Fall of the House of Usher. I watched 2 episodes. I have 6 left. Mm-hmm. I gotta finish that.
Okay. Can I show you Medici at one point?
No.
Fuck you. Kill yourself.
Low on the priority list right now.
Why?
Dude, you just mentioned 3 shows with over 100 episodes. That makes me... I might throw up right now. You know how much it took out of me to watch Teen Wolf in the best possible way? By the end, I was like, I love this show. I'm not getting up from the spot until I finish it. Like, that's where it's at. Like, I can't do that. Not right now. Maybe one day.
Okay.
I'm also watching my own sitcoms. I'm watching movies, rewatching shows.
Your life is so hard. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
You're fine. You didn't have to say it that many times. To be honest with you, I don't know what else to talk about. And I'm being honest with those watching. I don't know what else to say. Goodbye. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, yeah, it's been a 46
We didn't talk about Loki, and honestly...
Guys, you're fine. You know how Loki went. We'll talk about Loki next week, okay?
Yeah. This is just a Teen Wolf update. Sorry for those who don't watch Teen Wolf or don't care about Taylor Swift. If you skip the episode, it's fine.
Well, if you don't care about any of those things, then what's wrong with you?
Maybe we should do something real quick before
Less than a month till Percy Jackson.
Yay.
Get off the set. Mic off. Out. Nope. Out.
I mean, if you want to talk about it, I will leave.
No. You're not allowed to post one
I'm kidding.
iota.
I'm kidding.
You're not allowed to post 1 iota of Percy Jackson content. I want you to delete the trailer
Honestly,
reactions off your account.
I have one
right now.
I didn't even react to the first. I honestly
Delete.
I think I'll let you have it. I don't really care to talk about it.
That's a shame. It would grow your channel for sure.
Maybe I'm not like fully opposed to talking about it. It's just like I will not feel comfortable talking about it.
Why?
I
Reread the book and you won't have anything to feel uncomfortable about.
It's just like I don't know how else to say this, but like I don't cover TV shows on a weekly basis. I've tried it many times and it's super draining.
AKA,
are you gonna stay up till 3 a.m. to watch these eps?
you think they're gonna come out at 3 a.m.? Disney doesn't do that shit anymore.
Okay.
It's 9 p.m., bitch.
Okay. We'll see.
Anything else you'd like to add to the podcast?
Yeah, I want to talk about something real quick because now that we actually gave me time to stall, I actually remembered the other thing we were supposed to talk about.
What are we supposed to talk about?
The Eddie Munson novel and how Eddie Munson could be coming back in the final season of Stranger Things.
Oh.
You done? One more for good measure?
Oh.
Okay, he's still dead. Did I get her to walk off? She's off the set. Awesome. All right, guys. Today we're talking about why The Falcon and the Winter Soldier is the worst MCU Disney Plus show. What'd you just try and do?
I tried to turn your mic off.
No, I'm just kidding. So here's the deal. Well, Hector, here's the game plan. There's a novel coming out written by Caitlin Schneider and who's in the writer's room for season 4. It's called Flight of Icarus. Eddie Munson's returning. It takes place during his first attempt at senior year at Hawkins High School. He's not alone, however. He's got some new friends, Victoria, who they call Ronnie, and Paige, who is someone who's older and returned. Apparently, he's got a relationship like Steve has with Robin, and this is Ronnie and Eddie, or like Steve and Robin, supposedly. And he has run-ins with Hopper, the Byers. There's a lot to look forward to here. And to me, the way I view this, Cam.
His dad,
Wayne, his uncle, like a lot of stuff to look forward to. So here. You gonna make it? Sidebar, will you ever rewatch Stranger Things Season 4, Episode 9 again?
Guys, every time I rewatch Stranger Things, I end it at episode 8. I can't do it.
How do you live with yourself? Like, I honestly don't know a person who watches so many shows simultaneously and just doesn't finish them. You were like, I'm not kidding.
I have ADHD.
Gilmore Girls was on it one day.
I have...
Criminal Minds was on one day.
Chris, it's called being neurodivergent.
Fair. Yeah, probably. But
I
like,
still watch Gilmore Girls.
There was another one that you just abandoned. You dropped these like, boom. It's scary.
No, it's not.
Yeah, I'm surprised that you've been consistent with me. You're not consistent with shows. Sometimes you drop them.
That's not true.
Drop them left and right. Friends.
That's not true. That doesn't count if it's something I've seen before.
Glee. You'll just, okay, I don't know how that works.
All things that I've seen before many a time. I put it on when I'm in the mood for it. I watch it for weeks. Then, when I'm not in the mood for it anymore, I can turn it off because I've seen it before. Okay. I know how it ends. I know how every episode goes. It's not a big deal, so it's fine.
Fair. I can't do that, and that's just a difference between you and me.
Not my fault that you're a perfectionist, completionist, weirdo freak.
Enough out of you. No. If I start a show, I damn well want to finish it. Even if I've seen it.
And Stranger Things doesn't even count in that category because the only reason I don't watch episode 9 is out of self-preservation, self-respect,
fair,
and self-love, self-care.
Okay, let's talk about Stranger Things real quick to round this out. So, Eddie Munson.
Love of my life.
I want to talk about this. The book, obviously, he has interactions with Hopper, he has interactions with the Byers. I think there's a world where he has a subplot in Season 5 with flashbacks that directly correlate to the main mystery plot of Season 5 and them trying to defeat Vecna. Like, conversations he has with every character in the past are like, they're like related to the events of this 5th season. But here's what I really want to talk about. And Cam, just imagine this with me. Actually, close your eyes for me. Paint you the picture. November 6th, 2023, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. You get a Stranger Things writer's account Twitter notification. It says, "The end has begun, ... It is a video. You click the video. We fade from black to a red. It is the upside down. The camera is slowly panning through as if it is on the hood of a car going about 5 to 10 miles an hour. We see the carnage of the Demobats. We see the carnage of the ending of Stranger Things 4. We slowly pan in, and we see a body lying in the distance. We hear an upside-down creature shriek out. We quickly cut to black in a jarring fashion. The screen then goes from black to color. This time we are overhead. We are slowly panning down. There's a figure on the floor. We can make out the facial structure as we slowly zoom in and realize it is Eddie Munson. His eyes open. He breathes. Stranger Things 5. Eddie returns."
You would be a great dungeon master. That was beautiful.
Thank you.
That was really good.
My friends say I'm a good storyteller.
You are.
Yeah.
Because you're a good bullshitter. That was
Call me
beautiful.
Vince Vaughn from the
I would love
internship.
a little preview, like Bella at the end of Breaking Dawn Part 1 pans over, eyes open, they're red, cut to black. I'd love it so much. I'd eat it right up.
Now look, here's why I'm okay with them. Because the reason for all this is the Duffers said something big they're excited about is coming Stranger Things Day. A lot of accounts who like tweet out early leak things are saying like their mouth is closed. There's something big coming for Stranger Things Day. What if we go the Stranger Things 3 to 4 route where we had that From Russia with Love video of Hopper in Russia? What if they do something with Eddie, generate some hype, get everyone on board, don't have to worry about, set pics leaking of Joseph Quinn or anything. Just put it out there, just like they did with Wolverine being in
I
Deadpool 3.
had this theorized ever since we got news that there was an Eddie book coming out on Halloween. I was like, you're telling me they're releasing a book about Eddie the week before Stranger Things Day?
It's fishy.
Every time I rewatch season 4 of Stranger Things, I catch on to another thing that just could lead to proof of Eddie being alive. Jason calls Eddie a vessel, and Cass, the Bloody Handed, is referred to as a vessel for Vecna. Cass becomes a vampire by being stuck in, like, I think it's called, like, the other place or the dark side or something. The other place for too long. Eddie being stuck in the upside down for too long. Perchance. There's just so many things I could list to you. I can't even think of all of them off the top of my head. Posters being made by official Stranger Things live from the upside down, but there's the little Antichrist A symbol right in front of live, so it's alive from the upside down. If he doesn't come back, they're fucking frauds.
Did you just say the Antichrist?
What's that A symbol supposed to be? Is that
Anarchy, I thought.
I don't fucking know shit. I don't know.
My
I knew
God.
it was... Can you relax?
That just scared me.
Can you relax?
Very relaxed.
What is anarchy supposed to be?
Let's look up anarchy symbol. It's just like government overthrow and like the
Okay,
people.
same difference. Absolutely same
Talking
difference.
about this?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Same fucking difference.
I had to correct you there though.
Okay.
The Antichrist. Jesus.
Same difference. Same difference. Anti-government, Antichrist, whatever. You know what I meant. So shut up and moving on.
Okay, cool.
Alive from the upside down. You can't do that shit.
No, you can't.
And not have it be real. And if he doesn't come back at all, Duffer Brothers, move houses. Change your location. Because if you don't, I'll find it. I'll find you. And it won't be pretty.
You're aware Joseph Quinn's going to be in the season no matter what, right?
He better be. Like, they'd be
Dacre
so
was in
fucking
season
stupid
4.
if they don't.
Like, that's what I'm saying.
Barb was in season 4. If Barbara, what's her last name? Walters?
Holland?
If Barbara, who's Barbara Walters? Where did they get? Can you look?
She's very famous.
Really?
Yeah, she is.
If Barbara Holland can be in season 4 of Stranger Things, if Barbara can make her way back into every goddamn season of this show, Eddie Munson can be alive in season 5. I believe it to be true.
Barbara Walters was an American broadcaster. That's what I thought, yeah.
Okay.
Broadcast journalist, television personality.
Well, at least I knew I've heard the names somewhere.
Yeah, that's her. But no, yeah. I think there's a world where Eddie Munson comes back and he's alive. But I also think there's a world where we just see him in flashbacks with Dustin.
It's not a world I want to live in.
Okay. We're going to have to get used to it.
No.
I just think it would be foolish not to capitalize on Joseph Quinn
I
and
agree.
his success.
I agree.
And I think that much like they did in the You season 4 part 2 teaser when they had that quick shot of love, I think they would do something similar where they're like, quick shot of Eddie, but it's not actually him alive. It's just clickbait. And it's smart.
Or they could just make him be alive.
We'll have to see. But folks, that might do it for episode 40 whatever of the Unusual Couple podcast.
44?
Sounds right to me. 44. Next week, Halloween special. I'm gassed up.
Halloween.
Candy, costumes.
We eating candy on?
Maybe. We could do a candy ranking. We could do... There's so much to do.
We gotta talk.
But
We're gonna talk a
we're
lot
gonna
about
outline
Teen
that.
Wolf, though.
And, if you want any suggestions for that Halloween, drop it. Drop in the comments down below for the Halloween
Tell
app.
Chris he's lame for not dressing up with me for Halloween.
I'm dressing up on my own.
Sure, probably.
Why don't we just do our own thing?
I'll believe that when I see it.
Okay. You make me sick.
Yeah, I know.
Wrap this thing up. Wrap this thing up. We're running out of time.
Oh my god. Okay. Thank you guys for watching. We're gonna go watch week 4 or week 5 of Dancing with the
BTS?
Stars now. Because Chris is into it, guys. He's into it now.
Probably make some popcorn, have some Reese's Pieces, maybe
Fuck
some
yeah.
M&Ms in there as a nice
Fuck
little
yeah.
snack.
Didn't you
Also
eat all the
like this video. Also comment
ate all the
on this
M&Ms.
video. Also, maybe I did, maybe I didn't. Also, share this on your Instagram story and tag us. We'll repost you.
Yes. Tell your friends.
Also, watch Teen Wolf, please.
Yes.
Do it, please. I'm
Or
begging you.
if you watch The Vampire Diaries, let us know. And let us know if you think Chris will like it or not. Because I think he'll love it. But that about does it for this episode of the podcast. Thank you guys for watching. And until next time, stay unusual. Mwah.
Oh, bye.